Greetings, everyone. Today, we'll continue our series on silent prayer, using a focus on our body touching a surface as a way to ground us in silence. But first, I'd like to share the wisdom of a couple of spiritual masters. The faithful daily practice of the prayer of silence creates an awareness of the interconnectedness of all of God's creation. The practitioner develops a greater sense of union with God, with nature, and with others. In her book, The Soul's Slow Ripening, Valters Paintner asserts that we do not avail ourselves to the practice of silence and solitude solely for our own purpose, but to cultivate within us a greater capacity for living in communion with the world. She also points out that this practice gives us the ability to listen more intimately for the whispers of the divine alive in each moment. In his book, The Fragrance of Faith, Jamal Rahman of the Sufi tradition explains, with regular practice of silence, slowly something opens and deepens in you, and eventually the state abides and endures. Then, when you face reality, you experience equanimity, a sense of centeredness, peaceful and present with whatever comes and goes. Rahman uses a metaphor to illustrate this. When you dip a shirt in dye, the color soon fades. But if you keep dipping the shirt in dye, over time, the color becomes permanent. He explains, as you keep immersing your being in the vat of God consciousness, through the practice of silence, at one point in time, the fragrance of divine attributes perfumes your being permanently. As some like to say, the blush of the beloved abides in you. Over the past several weeks, we've been exploring different ways to recenter ourselves when distractions occur, when we're engaged in the prayer of silence. Over time, you'll learn which method's more effective for you. Today, I offer one final way to ground yourself when you become attached to a thought. Focus on a part of your body that is touching a surface. It could be your feet to the floor, your thighs to the seat of your chair, your back to the back of the chair. I experience a sense of groundedness when I use this method. I'll give you a moment to experience that. See how it feels to focus on your feet touching the floor. See how it feels to focus on your thighs touching the seat of your chair. See how it feels to focus on your back touching the back of the chair. Choose one of those that you can use today during our 3-minute prayer of silence. As always, if you'd like to spend more time in silence, pause the video and return to it at the conclusion of your prayer time. Let us begin. Distractions during the prayer of silence are quite common. We have explored various ways to recenter ourselves, refocusing on our breath, a sacred word, an image, our stillness, a mantra, and finally focusing on a part of the body that is touching the surface. It's my hope that one of these speaks to your heart and that you'll continue to practice the prayer of silence, availing yourself to the spiritual growth that it offers. There is still time to register to journey with us this Lent through On Retreat with Henry Nouwen, Engaging Life's Big Questions. This will take place in person at the Renewal Center, or you can attend by Zoom on Thursday mornings beginning March 10th. More information is below. I'll see you next week when we'll explore a close cousin to silent prayer. Stay tuned.
Stay with me, remain here with me.